This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Alright. What do you think this day on the job will entail? Welcome, gentle viewers, to Stanley Parable.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Where are they now?
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'll figure it out. I'll figure out what's going on.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Look how fast I am.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might come into a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I like not letting the narrator to say anything. Okay, so last time I went through this door and through the secret tunnel. What? Secret tunnel? Can I... Wait. Wasn't this door open last time? Did I go too fast? Oh, jeez. Was this here last time? To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. What does that even mean? What are you saying? Alright. I feel like I would have noticed that before. Okay, what if I go...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
I like how generic all the pictures and paintings are in this building. Sewage Lilies by
Stanley just sat around
Mani.
twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
I am the most expensive boss. Carte blanche at Mont Blanc.
2845.
I heard you. I'm just looking around. Look at all these books. Trying to see a pattern.
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Fine. Fine. I'll take the elevator down and I won't go back up, I promise. Not like last time. Up and down. Up and down.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
No. Alright, new territory.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Ah! What should I do? Oh, escape! I'm not gonna be mind controlled.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it,
I have my
the truth
tinfoil
was
hat.
that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
I don't believe you.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At
That's
this
true.
point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Well, that's ominous as all hell. What's down there? What if we run back? Oh, really? You're gonna make me run all the way back? Ah, the buzzing of the fluorescent lighting. Reminds me of work.
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for. Nope, still on board with death.
I love being able to go back and forth. And getting a reaction out of the narrator. It's so fun. Because it's like, it's the dullest gameplay ever in a video game, just going back and forth between A and B. But in this game, you're getting rewarded for it. It's so great. Okay, let's do it. Will I die? Oh, we're not dead. Ah, we survived. What did we land on? Oh my god. What is happening?
As the machine whirred into motion,
It's like Half-Life.
and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
No.
Farewell, Stanley.
What if I crouch? Oof.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
God, I'm jumpy. We're escaping! It's like Wheatley and Gladys all over again.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What's happening? Did I finish the game? That can't be. Whoa.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
This looks like a museum of the game. Nature paintings. That's what I was saying. Stanley's computer. Office layout. This blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development, though the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. So, is this tongue-in-cheek gameplay stuff, or is this developer stuff, like behind-the-scenes developer stuff, or is it both? So we start here, we look around, go here, go through the extra offices, and then there's the two doors. Wait, there's more text. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. The set of two open doors was the first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Filing cabinets. The office. And somebody getting fired or something. And a coffee stain that is hovering above the carpet. Or a coffee spill. Button sounds. A selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Yeah. This here. But... ah, I see. Office computers. Ah, employee database. No, I didn't mean to turn this off. It's instinctual to press buttons. I think this is accurate, right? This is actual credits. I can't have finished the game. Maintenance room. Oh yeah, an early version of the maintenance room. Whoa. Ultra Deluxe announcements. In December 2018, we announced the Ultra Deluxe version of the Stanley Parable at the Game Awards. These screenshots are of the videos we made of the announcement and the game's delay. When did the Deluxe edition come out? Omnipotent voice. I wanted to tell you I like the Stanley Parable as much as I like seeing a humorously small badger in swim trunks. How do you type with boxing gloves on? Narrator emails. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here's a selection of those emails. Oh, that's fun. Treat as important, not spam. Oh, this is cute. An early version of the lounge, slightly more boring than it is now. Stanley's office, from left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office over time. The first was created in 2011, 2012, and 2013. This is so cool. It's not often you get to experience this. Like, I really enjoy watching the no-clip documentaries for various game development processes, but the developers doing something themselves to give you an insight into behind the scenes is not something I think I've ever experienced, come to think of it. This is the level that William, the level designer, sent Davey, the writer, as a kind of audition piece. The strength of this level got William hired to design the full game. Though much of the environment has changed, the basic layout from this mockup is still in the game. Oh yeah, okay. The hell is this? Monitor room elevator. For a time, the elevator in the monitor room could go up or down, with freedom above and countdown below. We abandoned this when players found it too difficult to remember what was up and what was down, and placed the two endings together instead. What? I haven't experienced that yet. Countdown room. Countdown desk. What's happening? This is spoilers, basically. Freedom ending. What is happening? Weird. What is happening? Zending? The screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as Zending. Huh. Zending model. The Zending went through many iterations. This room represents the 4th version of the ending, and we thought it was complete, but decided to abandon and change it again shortly before launch. So, it was very easy to get to this point in the game. There was not a lot of decisions. It's take down the elevator from the boss's office, and then just commit suicide, according to the narrator. And you're here. The game is now paused. Begin the game again. Oh. For a long time we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized this was what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. Zending levers. Ah. The player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what color they had pulled. Why doesn't it work now? Or are these trailers? We ran 4 major trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one, released in 2012. It features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing viewers that he's repairing a new version of the Stanley Parable. That's cool. This place is a maze. Maintenance layout. The flow of hallways following the first 2 doors was important to get right, since players will replay them so many times. We discussed the number of designs, but ultimately it was the simplest version that won out, which is one option, right? Or no, maybe 2. I don't know what confusion ending is. I think it's the... Huh. I think number 1 is what's in the game now? Unless I'm misunderstanding. Cargo lift. The cargo lift was always... Ah. The apartment timer. In a previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. Oh. Well, that's not the case anymore. Because I did do that ending once. The cargo lift was always intended to offer the choice of staying on or jumping to a different path. However, after this early version, we decided we also wanted the option of the player falling to their death. I was thinking about that when I was on the lift last time. Ooh, Warzone. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Really? Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Alien base. It's giving Tron. It's so funny. I came from over there. Office clock.
Stanley stood on the roof. Stanley pushed the orange lever.
Kevin Brighting, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game.
Stanley walked through the green door. When Stanley came to the lift, he traveled upward to the power source at the top of the facility to end this. Now look closely, Stanley. See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room. Perfect example of poor level design, textbook mistake. It's the kind of thing you'd pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad game design. But of course, you being you.
Oh, that was uncomfortable. Underground, an early version of the underground portion of the game. Boss's office. I want the freedom ending. Oh, we're back here. Why does this button pop up? I'm gonna get you. Maybe I'm not, if I'm not looking. Okay, it does nothing. Okay, Stanley.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
This doesn't seem like a good idea.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me.
Oh no.
You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Damn.